So welcome to Sneakers and High Heeled podcast with Tania de la Oliva and
Daniela Hurtado.
Woo, we're back. It's been a little while. Yeah, we were busy with business and
So much life.
being a mom and life, but we're back. That's what's important.
And I'm excited. Nervous again.
Yeah, it feels like this is the first time.
Yes. Yes.
But
and we're trying all these new settings and stuff.
No,
so
it's good. It's exciting. So we're happy to be back, and let's get this started. So today we wanted to talk about real estate investments. As you may know, me and Tania, we are real estate agents here in Denver, Colorado, but at the same time, we are investors. We do fix and flips. And we want to talk a little bit about that today because we feel that that's a market that is rapidly growing. There's a lot of people that want to get in that business. So we just wanted to share a little bit of that knowledge with you guys and then share a little nuggets here and there, not all of them. But we wanted to share some and then just kind of tell you how it all started and then how it's going.
Yes.
So Tania, do you want to tell us about why did you start in the not in the real estate, in the fix and flip business? Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to bring my husband back again to our story.
You will, yes.
So my husband, he's been doing it for about 8 years already. Mm-hmm. And when we just started dating, talking on the phone, he was showing me his projects. And it felt very exciting to make something beauty out of ugly. Mm-hmm. And I remember when he would put a property on the market, I would be on Zillow being back in Russia, checking out how many saves, how many views, and sending him all these screenshots. And then when I came here, which was about 5.5 years ago, he was doing his project that you got him. Mm-hmm. And he literally just started, and I was so involved in making any decisions though, but looking at this, checking projects with him and going there every week. And I don't know, I just loved it. It's exciting. It's really exciting because you can see a difference right here.
And it's entertaining.
Yes.
It's entertaining, yeah.
And since then, I've been very involved in the projects with him, and then I became an agent because of that. And all our projects became ours. All his projects became ours. But in this year, I finally got into just my project, which was very scary because, it's the money that you work all your life for. You save every penny. You don't do something extra. And then all of a sudden, you decide to invest those money. And it's a big risk. But it ended up successfully, and I'm very happy. So I love that. It's honestly, out of all real estate things, that's my favorite. Fix and flip is my favorite.
Nice.
Nice. So but now I want your story because I know you also got into that. So
so I'm also into fix and flipping with my husband as well. So it's good to have a business family, family business. So, and the reason why it started is because everybody around me was doing it. And I was like, well, I just feel like, everybody around me is doing it. And then also the first two houses that me and my husband, we own, we bought them ugly and we turned them into nice places, but for us.
Yes.
Not to resell. So we did some, remodeling and construction. We were already involved with that, but we never done it as a business. And then honestly, we started in 2022 and it's 2024 and we're on to our fourth or fifth fix and flip. And we got to say, we really like it. We really enjoy it. Also the fact that, we're agents, we have that advantage that, we can find good deals, we can, negotiate, and then we can make it happen and then sell with having to pay a commission.
Yes.
So I think that's it. Being around so many people that was being very successful, including you and many people in our company, that really helped me and motivated me to get into the fix and flipping business.
And it's enjoyable. I like your projects. It looks super pretty.
Yeah. It's fun designing it and, not just making it to make some money, just, making it a home for a future family, making a really nice place with quality products. So I think that's also very nice and very important. So so what was your first fix and flip project like?
Like my or
Yours.
Jimmy's my? Okay.
No, yours.
It was this year.
Because I'm sure it can be a little bit of a
Yes.
different experience
Yes,
when you have
100%.
to do it yourself, and then when you have that helping hand that has been doing it for a while, you know. So how was it? How did you get there? How did you find it?
It was an off-market property that I figured out to get. It was my first off-market ever by myself. I mean, for Jimmy, we got a couple before, but it was through some other people. But this one was, I did everything. I met with
Which is the best way
Yes.
to find your deals, like just
Exactly.
directly to the seller.
Yes.
Right? Mhm.
And it was a very nice family, 3 sisters who were selling their mom's homes. They've been living there for like 60 years. So since the first owners, they were the first owners. And it was a nice little house. Well, not so little, 2,000 square feet. But very old. Like you can tell the character of very old person who also were collecting a lot of stuff and but
So outdated?
Yes.
Was it very
Yes.
outdated? But was it in like
in a pretty good shape.
a good condition? Okay,
Yes.
good. Okay.
Yes. Of course, like all major things needed to be changed, like HVAC and well, there was no AC. I needed to add AC. I needed
Okay.
to change HVAC, furnace, roof, and all these major things. But overall, it felt like an easy project to start with, and that's what got me excited. And to be honest with you, in the beginning, when I went there to meet with the owners, it wasn't a plan that I'm gonna do it. But then when I showed it to Jimmy, and he was like, "That's gonna be your project." I was like, "What? What do you mean my project?" He's like, "No, you have to start doing something on your own. This is gonna be your project." So I met with contractor, negotiated the price. We started talking about some ideas, and he knows I like farm style houses. We didn't make too much of a farm style in that property, but mostly, to be honest, the design was done by the contractor and his wife, which they have a pretty good taste. They did delay the project, talking about the negative sides of this business is that you rely on people a lot, and I don't even, like, I still struggle with that, and I think Jimmy being 8 years in business, he still struggles with that find a reliable contractors
Yeah, it's not easy.
who can like care about your project the way you care. And for me personally, I feel like, why don't you? You're gonna make money, and then the more money we make here, the more money we do in the next project. But it's already a different subject. But yes, I mean, 5 months we finished the project, and we got bidding war, multiple offers. We went back on the market again and again. So it was a kind of a deal. But 2 times we went back on the market, and 2 times we got multiple offers for the property.
Good.
And we finally closed, and now I'm ready to take a little break and then move to the next
So
one.
did you sell it at the price that you were expecting? Like, how did that work?
Okay, I would love to sell it for more money, but on a better market. Unfortunately, I was selling it on a market that I was really scared already. Like right now, it's very slow, and a lot of properties are taking forever to get an offer. So we priced it lower than we wanted to. We did get an over asking price offer, but still, to be honest, I think there is about 30,000 that I could make more on that property.
On a better market,
Yes,
on better
yes.
market conditions. Yeah,
Or if I would have more time, but I really needed to sell already. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about yours?
So ours, we started in 2022. We got we like getting products in areas that we will live. So that's one of the things that we like doing, because we're always thinking, well, if it doesn't work out, well, we move in the house. We always have that mentality. Okay, if it doesn't work out, we'll just keep it. We'll rent it. We'll move in. I mean, we always try to make it work. But we got this offer in a really nice neighborhood with Cherry Creek schools in Centennial. We just found it on the MLS. It was a foreclosure property. that just needed a really serious buyer, and then we submitted a very strong offer with very little contingencies, or maybe not even any contingencies at all. And then we got it, and it was a really nice house and in a really nice area, and we sold it for what we were expecting. So that was a really good first project.
Yeah, first
right?
experience.
Then the second one, it's been like sometimes there's gonna be good ones, sometimes there's not gonna be that good ones. The second one we had numbers were really tight, but we still made it work. I think the most important thing when you are an investor and you're fixing and flipping is like you put the property in the market and you want it to sell. You want it to sell quickly, because for some of us we use private lenders, and then that's an interest only loan, which means that you're paying interest every month without going towards principal or anything. It's just money that you're putting on somebody else's pocket, and that's
a big money.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's big money. So that's one of the risks that you take when you are in this business. But yeah, I mean, I think it was a great opportunity. Did you have any surprises or challenges that you didn't see coming with this particular flip that you did on your own?
Well, the challenge was that out of 2 months promised, it took 5 months.
Yeah.
And again, like here, I mean, I'm not going to talk bad about people here, even though I want to. But this project wasn't hard to take so long.
Yeah.
And my plan was to sell it in June when the market was still very nice. And I was thinking, well, for June, this property is going to go like this. I'm going to put it on a very nice price, and I know I will get an over asking price offers. And that was my plan. And then all of a sudden, okay, it's June, it's not ready. It's July, it's not ready. It's August, it's not ready. And then like in the middle of, in September, I finally got the property back and put it on the market. And the problem there was that I couldn't push the contractor too much, because he was working on the other project that he was also delaying for my husband. And we needed that project to be done first. And then my project was the number 2 in the list. And I couldn't push him too much to finish mine. So it took 3 extra months. And then that, again, the market that all of a sudden dramatically changed when the properties just stopped selling. Buyers feel a very good... like they are in a very good position where they can negotiate. And I think the good thing about my house, that it was so pretty and in such a good area, that and that we got like a full open house. We got offers right away, and that was a good. And I know that a lot of buyers were trying to negotiate. Well, like 20,000 under asking price. I was like, I'm sorry, we already have multiple offers. I understand where you're coming from, but in this property, it's not like that.
But not all properties are the same. There's going to be properties in great locations with awesome school districts, and that they're going to have a lot of demand, and then there's going to be some other ones that are not going to be that wanted. So,
unfortunately.
And I have to say, one of the surprises, or I think something that delayed my first project, like in your case was your contractor. In my case, this property had an HOA. And I think when you have an HOA, and I think that's something important, like it takes longer time. You need to ask for, how do you call it?
Permits.
Yes. Well, not to, I mean, you need to have an approval. You need to have an approval from the HOA. And then that will delay everything for us, because anything that we needed to do on the outside of the property needed to go through the HOA. And this was a very serious HOA. They will go and check, and they will go and make sure that everything was done correctly. There were even things that we had to redo. But that's, again, one of the things that you need to take into accountability when you are working in fix and flips is that not everything's going to be perfect. Not every contractor is going to do it in the time that they promise. And then if you have an HOA, every HOA is different, and some of them are just going to delay things or create issues down the road. Right?
And then the other thing is that sometimes the houses look perfect from the outside. You come inside, everything is nice, but then you need to open one wall, and all of a sudden there are tons of problems. And I remember that, I think it was your second project when you had a mold problem.
No, it was actually on my first one.
So
An air mold problem, because we had a leak, and a leak that our contractor didn't clean on time and just let it leak throughout months. And then there was like, a lot of humidity in the air, and that's why it came up. So we had to spend, I think, $3,000 just to make things work, hire companies to come and mitigate it. But at the end of the day, when you are doing a fix and flip, you have to take into account this kind of things. Like, if your budget is 80,000, make it 100.
Yes.
Make it always more, and then always calculate for, things to happen, because they're going to happen. Maybe in some cases you're going to be lucky, maybe in some other cases you won't.
It's better to be safe than sorry.
Exactly. No, I agree with that. So when you are looking into a property to fix and flip, Tania, what are the key factors that you look into a house?
Well, my first one is the area. I always look at the area first. I like to get houses that, one of two, it's either a very good family-oriented area with schools, because families buy houses, period.
Yeah.
So it's easy. There is always families that are moving, for schools for kids and stuff like that. Or the other one, I do like projects in the nicer areas, like closer to downtown Denver. I understand that those are not for families, so you're more doing, well, sometimes yes, no, but I'm more thinking of it as like younger couple maybe, or like working people, but so far, to be honest with you, 2 of our projects with Jimmy over there, they didn't have the success that we expected, and both times we got into a bad market. We bought it in a very good market, and we were selling it in a very bad market. And then, like, second thing I look is the size of the house. That's very important for me. Like, we like having a bigger size houses because they are easier to sell. And of course, like, comparing prices around. And for now, mine and Jimmy's plan is to get easy properties. We don't want to go into 100-year-old properties anymore. For now, we want to take it easier, because we just had a difficult one, and we just want to have some easy projects, like 3 months flips that we can.
So when you say not super old, it's starting at what year do you think it will be ideal?
Like 1962
62, okay.
up.
Yeah, I think anything below 1950, you're gonna face some, lead pipe problems.
Yes, asbestos, insulation,
aluminum wiring, asbestos. I think asbestos is gonna be in every house until even the 70s.
Yes, that's true.
But yeah, you wanna, and those can be really good, but you will have to take that into accountability that you're gonna have.
It's a
You're
longer
probably gonna
time.
have a
and there is something is
budget.
gonna pop out. Something is going to pop out on those properties.
Yeah.
There is no way they are perfect.
No, because they're just
yes.
too old.
Yes.
And some people may do the maintenance, people that believe there, but some people may not. And then
A lot of those properties are rentals. So
yeah,
that's the other thing. Or some of them are vacant forever. And also the movement of the soil that makes the foundation move, and all the properties
Here in
have.
Colorado, it's very common.
Yes.
And then there's a lot of foundation problems in several areas of the Metro Denver. I had it in my flips and my clients' situations. So sometimes, but that is a common thing. I think
You have to account for it right away. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Keep it in mind. What about you?
I look at location. Like I said, we look locations in a place that we will live. If, of course, if there's a really good opportunity in a place that, we could still get it. But I think location with good school, price.
Yes.
Price, I think that's very important. And then just, before we make an offer or before we make any plans, we run our numbers, right?
Yes,
And we see if it works, if there's, some room for, to make money or not. It's not, we're not too greedy and try to make thousands of dollars. But of course, this is a business, and then you gotta
wanna make
you want to make something, and that pays off all the hard work and risk and stress that you're going through.
Exactly. And there's too much stress.
Yes, and I think the other one that I told my husband Renzo, like, I'm not getting a house without a garage.
Oh,
No.
yes.
No houses without garage, because I feel like, and here in Colorado with the snow, with the hail, with
Especially
everything that we
hail.
have, I think that is something that has an investment. I think, unless you're gonna build a garage, but that's just permits, things with the city. But yeah, I think garages are a must.
I
for
agree.
us.
Agree 100%. Yes, that's what we had. One property without garage, but we built it and we got a permit for that. Actually, about these permits in city, that's the other thing when we're looking is city. Because some cities, like city of Inglewood, they're much more stricter on permits, and they actually drive by almost like every week to see if any houses are in remodeling, and then they put a stop order if you don't have permits. So that's the other thing that we are looking, cities that are easier on some type of remodelings, because there's, of course, if you are removing walls and stuff like that, yes, they require permits, but there are some remodelings that they don't really require permits, but for example, city of Inglewood or city of Sheridan, it doesn't matter what cities, but they require more permits. They are more stricter on these things.
Yeah, exactly. And at the same time, you gotta understand that there's risk, and even in any city, like those cities are the ones that are not the worst, but the ones that pay more attention to those things. But in any city, I've heard people in Denver and people in Aurora. I think it just depends. So that's also something to take
if
into
your neighbor
consideration.
just complains and the city will come.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just if somebody around you didn't like you, then
Exactly.
you're probably going to be, yeah. I wanted to ask you, what was the most important lesson you've learned about budgeting for renovations?
Always account for more. Always. And I have a couple investor clients, and I always tell them, because it was their first project, and that's my advice, always put at least 10% of your budget on top of that. Don't tell your contractor you have those top 10%. Keep it to yourself, because he is gonna come, they are gonna come to you and they say, there is something is going on. Or after house is done and inspection, something is gonna come out. There is never perfect projects. Like, it just doesn't exist. So always put at least 10% on top. That's my
Were you
goal.
ever in a situation where you didn't do it, and then you ended up, going over budget, and then, kind of like going short? Yeah.
I feel like, look, we always do that, but the project that we just had with Jimmy, it was very complicated in general. It took way longer than we expected. And even though we did account for this extra money, we still went over budget because there was just way too many problems. And the market came to this crazy market that sellers are not selling and buyers are not buying. The sellers are trying to sell, but it's not selling. Yes. So our buyer felt like they can ask for whatever they want, and they asked for fans around, and they asked for shower glass doors, and all these things are expensive. So that was the situation. Yes.
Yeah.
But we did put it in our head that we need those money, but it was just extra. We didn't think about that. And then we had one really bad project where it was again a market that we didn't account.
Yeah.
But overall, we always put in our
And I think
budget.
there's one lesson that we both have learned: not getting properties in busy streets.
Yes.
Yeah. So you went through that this year. We went through that this year, and then we can see that the difference on price between a house that it's on a really busy street and a house that is a block away. It's big. It can make a difference up to $50,000.
To be honest,
or sometimes even more.
Yeah.
So how was it in your situation?
because in my situation, all houses around, not on that busy street, was selling for over $1 million. So when I calculated our resale value, I was thinking, okay, we can sell for $900 because it's over $100,000 difference, right? And that was this is a great property. We're getting it for a good price. We had an amazing plan with making it like ADU with apartment in the basement. Well, it was already there. We just made it nicer. So the plan was so great. And then all of a sudden, the market stopped and people started, oh no, we love the house, but the street. And I was explaining them, okay, but if it's not on this street, you're going to pay over $1 million right behind us, like over $1 million house. So how come you don't want to pay like 880? That was our price. No, nobody wanted it for that money.
Yeah. And it's important. And I mean, and I think something that I learned from your experience and from my experience is that at that price point, people have higher expectations.
Yes.
And I mean, that those people have money, and then they prefer just getting a house in a quiet street to have a quiet life and not having that stress of being in front of a busy street than other ones, and maybe probably 400, 500 that they just have a lower budget. They don't care that much. So I think like getting to know the market, like it's so important. And I think that's a process that we're still learning.
Yes.
I mean,
no, that was a big lesson.
Yeah, you work with investors. You do fix and flips. You have a husband that has been doing fix and flips for years, and then there's still gonna be mistakes.
Every year, every day,
all the time. There's still gonna be mistakes. So don't feel like this is a perfect business that I go and I'm gonna make a ton of money. I think having somebody that has experience with you and teaching you how to do it, and then trying to help you find, properties with a good margin and, in nicer areas. I think that's very important.
Yes.
So we're realtors and we can help you do that. We also work with a lot of investors. So I think having an experienced helper or somebody on your side that can guide you through all of that, I think that's the best way for you to be successful in it. But there's always going to be ups and downs,
for sure, going to come out.
Everything in every business. When you're a business owner, you gotta
don't expect to be making 50,000, 100,000 on every project. That just doesn't work like that. And that's what I'm trying to explain my investors. And even though I am explaining it to them, at the point when you're putting house on the market, everybody gets like, well, but what if it's gonna work and I can sell it for more expensive? And then you lose momentum. So for me, in anything about real estate, please listen to your real estate agent. And with the fix and flips, I really believe that you need to work with somebody who either experienced of working with investors or investor themselves, because it's such a different market, such a different business. Everything, like the experienced agent can help you so much more than person who doesn't know anything about fix and flips, but maybe is an amazing agent with first-time buyers,
yeah, exactly,
whatever.
exactly. Well, I mean, we all have our niche.
Yes.
I mean, I do all the niche, and I sure you do too. but yeah, having somebody that is experienced in that market, I think is a must in order for you to be successful. In your experience, what makes a property a good flip? Like, what makes it like, okay, this one has a lot of potential, like this is a gem? Like, what do you think something that makes it?
Okay, well, location, yes, we already talked about that. But I like to come inside of the property and know, okay, people don't want to live here anymore. Like, it's already older. I know I can negotiate price because people don't want to live here. Everybody wants to have a very nice remodeled properties. And right now in Denver, it's so common. All these remodeled properties, it's very big. So everybody's looking for something like that. So for me, yes, when I come inside and I'm thinking, okay, walls are not falling. There's no cracks in the foundation. And the property, like, I can see that there is a possibility of making open concept or adding extra bedroom, adding extra bathroom, or making a very nice primary bedroom suite with like, very nice bathroom. So I look at these things where I can move walls. I always, when I come at any houses, I start knocking on all the walls and looking, okay, this wall can be moved.
Yeah.
Yes. Sometimes that's absolutely not what is happening. Sometimes my vision is not the same as Jimmy's or a contractor's vision, but that's what I do. I check the walls, I check.
Yeah.
But my main thing, the first thing I look is the level of the floor and the cracks in the foundation.
Okay. And then the potential to make it a more modern house.
Yes.
Because everybody right now likes to have the open floor concept, like
high ceilings,
being able to cook and entertain your guests in your house. So I think people like 50 years ago, things used to be very different.
You wanted to cook in your little space where nobody looks at you.
Little, and things have changed. So that's one thing, adapting your flips to what's trending right now, and then what people are people want, the colors. I think all of that has a lot to do in this business. But I like that looking for a place to make it more modern and then more well, like high ceilings. I don't know, how do you make high ceilings?
Well, we actually had a property where we digged a little bit down and we made it looked like ceilings were high.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
okay.
because for me personally, that's my preference, and I think it's a lot of people, like I feel claustrophobic when the ceilings are low. And we don't look at the houses where ceilings are low. We don't buy those houses. We had one where we knew, again, that it's possible. We brought a contractor, structural engineer, who told us, yes, this is possible, we can do it. And okay, perfect. And actually, it's a project that we're doing right now with all the million permits and architect and general contract. So it's a very complicated project. But yes, in a basement, the ceilings were low, and we figured out how to dig down so you can
that's nice.
Look at.
And I think that's going to make a big difference when you try to resell it.
Yes.
Because like if you go, like for example, I go show a house to a buyer in this older neighborhood, which is like older house. I'm sure that's an older house. Like the basement ceilings are so low and it's uncomfortable, like you have to, I mean, not me, I'm short, but there's some people that really need
even
to.
for a short person, it's
a little claustrophobic. No, I agree. No, okay, that's great. So what would advice, I want to talk, your advice and then me.
Yes.
What advice do you want to give to somebody that is just starting in the fix and flip or investment business, or somebody that is looking to start in that business? What would you advise them?
Start with finding a good agent. Find a good hard money lender if you don't have a full cash. Make sure you have enough cash, because I have a client right now who needed to empty all her credit cards and stuff because of some decisions that weren't supposed to be made, but it doesn't. So find a very good contractor. This is really hard, really, really hard. But find at least somebody who has some knowledge and looks trustworthy, but always check on your projects. Like that was our mistake. We trusted our contractor a little too much, and the project didn't move.
Hopefully he doesn't see this video.
Oh no, he knows. No, you need to check on your projects. You have to be there at least once a week or once every 2 weeks at a maximum. Like, go and check. It's your project. It's your money. Nobody is gonna care about your money more than you. So that would be my advice. Make sure trust your people, but
make sure you're surrounded with people that you trust and that are responsible. I think contractors are known for not being the most responsible or reliable people, so it's hard finding that person to team up. And I think, again, like you, have a real estate agent that has knowledge in investment properties. Lender, I think, shop around, see who can offer you the best deal. I think as well as go with the trends. I see a lot of properties right now that have been flipped with all the same features, the same cheap
Yes.
tile, the same cabinet. It is just all the same. And then now buyers are noticing and they're like, oh, this is just an investor that wanted to make money and made it really cheap. So I think like also like try to make you stand out from other
Yes.
investors, make you like do different things so that way when your property is going to sell, it doesn't look like just another flip from another investor that wants to make money.
Exactly.
Because people see it like that. Oh, they just want to make money. Oh, they just want to make money. Yes, we do, but we are working hard
Yes.
to make it happen. And we are putting a lot of brain and design and money at risk in
Yes.
order to do that. So I think also that. And then, yeah, I think one other, like just don't let the stress take over you, because sometimes like and our first one we were I was really stressed. Every showing we had, I was so stressed out. Every feedback, I was really nervous about everything, and I think that's just part of the process. Just relax, trust the process, trust your realtor, trust your contractor, and go check on your projects.
Yes.
I think once a week at least.
Yes.
And then because if you're there and contractors are like, oh no, we've been doing this, oh blah blah blah, and then you go and it is just the same. So those things can happen. Just stay on top of it and participate as much as you can.
I would also add to make a quality project. Make it like your family member is gonna live there, because we saw so many. I'm sorry, I'm gonna use the word shitty projects that you can see that this house is gonna fall apart in a month.
Yeah.
Like, please make a quality project. I understand everybody wants to make money, but it's better to make money on a long run and feel good about house you're selling, something that the buyers are gonna enjoy living in, than knowing for a fact that in a month a buyer will need to replace a furnace because you put something wrong, or stuff like that.
And that will come back at you. I always
Exactly.
feel like it will
Karma.
come back. Karma. I think it will come back at you, and then I think be honest about it, and then
Yes.
try to make the best
Yes.
that you can. That works for you.
Exactly.
I think. How do you balance family life and the often demanding world of real estate and flipping projects?
I don't balance. I have a big problems with balancing, and I think a lot of people are like that. But my kids are with me. We are checking projects together. Either Jimmy takes one kid, I take the other kid, and like we don't balance.
We try to make it work.
Yes, we just try to make it work. Right now we went to vacation with my family, and we literally worked like out of 12 days of vacation, 10 days we worked, because we needed to finish those flips and sell them. So there was no balance at all. Zero balance.
Yeah.
I don't think it's possible.
In real estate, it's really hard putting that that balance. But if you are comfortable having your kids and your family involved, I think that's what
It
a
works
balance
for
is
us.
for you.
Yes, it
You
works
know,
for
like-
us. Like Novak, my older kid, he already knows how to check projects. Literally, he goes, he checks everywhere. He notices some things that sometimes I don't even pay attention to, and he shows me, oh, Mama, look at this.
Mama mold. Mama crack.
I mean, and I hope he's going to be in real estate, but I'm not going to push him, of course, to that. But I mean, he's already a professional, and I like doing that. I enjoy looking at him doing these things, and he says that he likes that. And I know you take Paolo with you to a project.
Yeah, Luca doesn't like it. He's like, oh, we're gonna see a house. Oh, he gets so mad. But it's just like that's what we do, and we keep telling him, like, when you're a business owner, you gotta be available for your business. 24/7, and sometimes you're gonna be here, sometimes you won't. But sometimes we when he doesn't have school and we have a staging, for example, we bring him and then we're like, we're gonna pay you, but you need help, and things like that, like trying to get the family involved each night, but not all the kids like it.
I mean, I don't think Tiago is gonna like it.
yeah, maybe he will, maybe he won't, but no, and in my case, to balance, it's hard, but I feel like now that my kids are both in school, I can have a better balance and try to do as much work as I can when they're gone, and then when they come back home, I just try to dedicate all my time to them. Yes, I do have a call here and there that we always have, or maybe sometimes we gotta go and check the project on weekends and stuff like that, and we'll bring them with us. But we have that time available for our business during the week at least.
Yeah.
And then when it's out of school hours, then kids have to come, and we'll make it work. But I think you're just trying to juggle everything that you can, and that's life. And in this business, it's not an easy thing that you're just like, oh, it's sitting. No, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stress. It's a lot of risk, but it pays off if you do it correctly, and if you have people on your side.
Yes.
A contractor that is responsible, a contractor that does a good finishes, a contractor that shows up, a contractor that answers, and a contractor that has been doing this for a while.
Yes.
And I think there's a lot of new contractors that are also popping out of nowhere. And I think you need to check for references. You need to check for work, and just like when you're interviewing a realtor, you need to make sure that it is an experienced realtor. So do the same for your contractors. That's what I think. But it's not a perfect business.
No, it's not. And again, but be prepared that nobody cares for your business more than you, and your contractor cares about their business. And sometimes they have also family situations and stuff, and it's understandable, but you have to be on top of them.
Yeah, it's like you got to manage them.
Yes.
At certain point. So
let's check our cheat sheet.
Yeah. So can you share one of your favorite success stories from a recent fix and flip project?
Yes.
From any project that you
Yes. I think that one was my favorite because as a realtor, I have never experienced the amount of interest like that. So I'm going to say me and Jimmy, was it last year? I think it was last year. We got a house for a great price because we bought it in a slow market of winter. I think we bought it in January, February. And we got the deal because seller already worked with us before. And they were like, yeah, there was a better offers, but we know you're going to close. And we were, yeah, of course we're going to close. And that's
the seller's agent?
Both seller and agent, they work together. The seller has a tons of properties.
Okay.
So they're selling all the time. And we, for years, we tried to buy from them, for years. But our offers are always low. So that one finally, before that we got one house, and then this one was second one from that seller and agent. And out of a complete disaster house, that was a really nice, beautiful property. It was it was in a good area,
Willow?
Nothing. No, well, Willow is another one. I love that project. That one is my favorite. But even exactly success, I think it was Arkansas.
Oh, the first one?
Yes.
That we staged?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
So you guys staged it. It was our first staging, right?
Yeah, it was our first staging.
And the staging was beautiful. The design was very nice, very bright. Yeah. We put it on the market on Thursday. From Thursday to Sunday, we didn't have a single available window for showings. My open house was insane, and I was pregnant. So I think it was 2 years ago, right? 2022, I was... When was I pregnant? 2023. No, 2023, I was pregnant, yes.
You're pregnant 2021,
I was pregnant
2022.
So I was pregnant during that open house, and we had a non-stop. Usually, there is a times on the open house when you can record a video or do something. I hadn't had a second of time. We always had at least a few parties at the house. We had over 17 actual written offers, and we had a few on the phone where I was already saying, I'm sorry, don't even put an offer because your amount is not matching.
Don't waste your time.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wish you could get it, but your client is not going to get it.
That can be stressful as a realtor,
yes.
But being the seller is like, oh.
Yeah, but awesome. At the same time, I remember Jimmy, and he was like, how am I going to choose somebody? I want everybody to get the house. I want all of them.
I think money
yes,
money calls,
yes.
money talks, and, Yeah.
So when we went to Dave & Buster's, remember? And I was on the phone
you were
all
on
the
phone
time.
all the time. Yeah.
And I wanted to be a good agent. I wanted to be somebody who answers all the calls, all the questions, all messages, emails. So I was really busy with that property, but it felt good. It was a great experience for me as a realtor. And we got a way over asking price offer. We got a few. And we actually chose one that was lower than highest because they offered appraisal gap, and even though it's still appraised, I don't know how, but it appraised, and that was a great experience.
Nice.
Willow is and it's just a beautiful property. I love that one.
Yeah.
But that was my favorite one. What about you?
Nice. Well, I haven't had that many yet, but I think this year, like we got into a project that numbers were really tight, and we were on a busy street.
Oh yeah.
And we were like, but it was on the summertime, so it was a good market, and I was really stressed out because I was the one that found the property, and then my husband was like, well, he was kind of like, I don't know, and then we sold it within 2 days, which is awesome, because most houses that are on busy streets, they can
really
sit on the
hard,
market for a while. So we priced it right. We made a really good and beautiful design, and then we sold it really quick. So I think that to me was a success because I felt that the risk was higher on that one. And at the end of the day, things worked out. We even got Bronco tickets from the buyer's agent. So we had a really good selling experience with this agent, and then with the buyers. So so that felt really good, very successful. So now we're working on the next ones and see what comes to us, like in this, bring it on. Let's see.
And we have this plan of doing one project together.
Yes.
Hopefully soon.
Yeah.
But it's going to be something very exciting. I don't know. I'm shivering exciting about that idea that we have.
It's exciting, but scary.
Very scary.
Very scary.
Yes.
So I'm at the end of my questions. Is there anything that you would like to add up?
I want to hear your bad story.
My bad story. I haven't had that many stories, but I have to say we had a bad story in the house that we currently live in with the contractor that you introduced to us. So talking again about the contractors, you have to check their reputation, you have to check their work.
Even though his reputation was good.
It wasn't bad, but there was something. I had a bad feeling from him since day one. I met him and it's like, I don't know, he doesn't give me a good feeling. I don't know. He seems very talkative and, we'll do everything and everything's going to be, I don't know. And the workmanship of our house was a disaster. So I feel like that, and even though it wasn't a fix and flip, but it was a fix and hold because it was our house. So get trusted people that work good with you, because I feel like right now, if we were ever going to sell this house, we will need to fix a lot of things and we will need to remodel a lot of things. So just make sure that the investment that you're doing is good quality.
Yes. Yes, that for me that's the most important. I like, and that's what some agents coming back to us who already bought our properties, they say, no, that was a really nice quality of work. And
you can tell.
Yes.
You can tell. Like
for Jimmy,
right away.
that's number one in his list.
It has to be.
He just wants to be like, this has to be good.
Yeah.
And you know what, actually, some of the thing that Jimmy did is 2 times buyers came back to him. One, a year after, saying that something stopped working. A year. And he still went ahead and fixed that. And don't do that.
That's also like only Jimmy.
And the other one, it was a sad story of a nice house when those rains went.
Oh, okay.
When everything just
They
flooded, all basements. And it was a big thing in Colorado here. A lot of basements got flooded, but buyer went to Jim and he's like, there's so many things that now needs to be fixed, and he went ahead and he helped buyer. They split the cost between 2 of them, and he helped him to fix that thing. And I'm proud of him for that.
Yeah, that's something that not everybody does, and I mean that will set you definitely apart from others.
It was not his fault either of those two cases, but he did that, and I like that, and I think people need to do that more.
Yeah.
Like just be well.
With your heart.
I wouldn't, but no. But I like that's what for me the quality of the project is the most important, because then you feel good when you walk away and you go to the next project, but you feel good, and you know that in real estate people talk a lot. Like your reputation is always right there, like this. Like somebody's gonna say that she sells shitty houses, or he does a shitty houses, and then nobody's gonna buy it from you. So
Agree.
be like that.
Okay.
But yeah, thank you so much for this conversation. I really love
we
this.
hope that you got something that helps
Yes.
anybody, you know, like it's not a perfect business to be in.
Yeah.
It's not a business where you're gonna be millionaire, but if you have a good team and you have a good eye and you have a good vision, you can be very successful in it.
Yes.
If you have a really good real estate agent,
Like
us.
myself or her.
I was going to say, how about me?
No,
But we're happy to be back, and we will keep bringing this valuable content related to what we do.
Yes.
Not everything is going to be just talking nonstop. But yeah, we feel that we needed to do this because there's a lot.
This is a big part of our life.
if a big
And there is a big demand for that. A lot of people want to do that.
Sure. Yeah. All right. So we appreciate you guys listening, and we hope you listen next time.
Yes.
Thank you.
And follow us on Instagram. Come on.
Share.
And share.